Hello, pre-calc students, starting quiz 3 on conic sections. Alright, plot the foci of the hyperbola represented by the equation y squared over 81 minus x squared over 144 is equal to 1. And so here we're going to have to use a Pythagorean relation. So for a hyperbola, the Pythagorean relation is going to be c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. That is the hyperbola Pythagorean relation. And your 81 term is going to be, that's going to be a, and the 144 is going to be b. So that's a squared, that's b squared. So remember, with the hyperbola, a squared is always going to be under the positive term. B squared is always going to be under the negative term. So c squared is equal to 81 plus 144. And taking out using our trusty calculator, 81 plus 144 is going to be equal to 225. So c squared is equal to 225. Square root of 225 is 15. So c is equal to 15. Now, the foci of a hyperbola. The foci of a vertical hyperbola. And this is a vertical hyperbola. And the reason why this is a vertical hyperbola is because the y squared term is positive, right? Because the y squared term is positive, we have a vertical hyperbola. The x squared term is negative. Remember, hyperbola has one positive term, one negative term. The y squared term is positive, so the hyperbola is vertical. So our foci, it's going to be h, comma, k, plus or minus c. And here, just looking at the center, hk, it's 0, 0. That's our center. So our foci are going to be 0, comma 0, plus or minus 15. So our foci are going to have two values, 0, negative 15, and 0, positive 15. So let's plot this on our hyperbola. We're going to have a foci at 0, positive 15, and 0, negative 15. All right? So that was right. Let's keep going. Write an equation of the hyperbola below, whose vertices and foci are marked. Okay? So let's get some information here. It's a vertical hyperbola. So because it's a vertical hyperbola, the y term is going to be positive. So we're going to have y minus something here. And the x term is going to be negative. X minus something here. That's all going to be equal to 1. Okay? So we know this is vertical just by looking at it. Notice that the foci and the hyperbola, we just visually see this is a vertical hyperbola. Now, I also see that we have, let's see, our our vertices, okay, are at 10, 0, and negative 10, 0. So we have, just looking at it, we have vertices at, so vertices at 0, 10, and 0, negative 10. All right. You also have, note that the center is going to be the average of the two values of the vertices, okay? So our center, which is the average of the two values of the vertices, are going to be, to find the center, we can do for our center, which is HK, that's going to be 0 plus 0 over 2, comma, 10 plus negative 10 over 2. And so that's all good. That's going to average out to 0, 0. So our center is 0, 0. And I found the center algebraically, but you also just graphically kind of see that, oh, this is a center, and it looks like it's a center because it's 10 up from this direction and 10 up, 10 down from this direction. So 10 up, 10 down. So we're going to have y minus 0 and x minus 0. So we can simplify this later. Now we need to find our a terms, okay? So if our distance between the center and the vertices, if this distance is 10, that means a is equal to 10. And if a is equal to 10, then a squared is equal to 100. And by the way, for a vertical hyperbola, a squared is going to go under, it's going to go in the y term. So this is going to be 100. And the foci is going to be at 25, all right? So just if we understand how hyperbolas work, we know that C is equal to 25. That's the focal length. So just looking at it, C is equal to 25. That's because we have foci at plus or minus at 0, comma, plus or minus 25. So C is equal to 25, which means that C squared is going to be equal to 25 squared. 25 squared is 625. So C squared is equal to 625. Now we use our Pythagorean relation. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So that means 625 is equal to 100 plus B squared. So hopefully you can see that B squared equals 525. If you're curious, the square root of 525 is 22.9. So B is equal to 22.9. If we really wanted to, we could 22.9. We could draw our vertices here, our co-vertices here. And this is where our asymptotes would go. But anyways, this is going to be B squared, so this is going to be over 525. So we've done all our work. Now it's just a matter of typing it in. It's going to simplify to y squared over 100 minus x squared over 525 is going to be equal to 1. All right, gonna have to redo this recording. God dang. It's 26. Okay. Dang. If I saw that was 26 instead of 25, it would have been fine. Mm-hmm. 9. So it has to be horizontal, 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 horizontal. It's A, B, or C. Set the length of Y. 55 minus 19, 45. 40, 36.